Happy New Year, VIP. 2021 is about to get started. Hi, I'm Cole Johnson. Of course, you know the channel, Cole Sportz, and you have entered into the Cole Sportz channel for the first time in 2021. And from all of us to all of you, we wish you a happy, prosperous, and fortuitous 2021. We hope that this year is going to be the best year yet for you, VIP. It's going to be the best year for this channel, for this brand, and for me and my family. The same will be true for you. Now, this is 2021, and there's a lot of good things that's going to be debuting on this channel this year, probably even as soon as this month. I will talk about that a little later. Of course, we're going to continue doing on the daily episodes. That's the original show on YouTube that is airing Monday through Friday. That's going to not change. I'm going to talk about that also. And before I continue, if you haven't done this already, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, and you'll get any and all premieres from any show, whether it's And Another Thing, on the daily, or new shows that are going to debut on this channel in the upcoming year of 2021. Now, other than to wish you a happy new year and to give you updates on what the channel is going to look like in 2021, I want to give you a couple of musings as to what I really believe is going to be a wonderful day and year, and how it's always been a wonderful day in the sports world, because normally in a normal sports year, the professional sports, they take on a certain holiday. Like for baseball, it is Independence Day, basically. I mean, the All-Star game is sort of played the week after, but when you think Independence Day, you pretty much think baseball. So Major League Baseball rules Independence Day. MLK to a smaller degree, but Christmas on a bigger degree. That's the NBA. The NFL, their domain is Thanksgiving. They rule it. And to me, that's the perfect marriage, the most perfect marriage of sport to holiday that exists right now. For the last 15 years, and I'll talk about this at another time, New Year's Day has been claimed by the NHL. And for those who don't know or unaware, there's this one special game they had. Normally the season would be underway like early October. So this would be just about right at the midway point of their season. But they haven't started their season yet. That will start in 2 weeks or less than 2 weeks. But normally their season is well underway. And they have this big spectacular where they play their biggest game in terms of attendance. I mean, there isn't a game that they play on any part of their schedule that is heavily as attended in terms of like a stadium crowd. Not the regular season, not the preseason, not the Stanley Cup playoffs, not even Stanley Cup final. Because you have games that are played like in the Big House in Ann Arbor, Michigan, or Citi Field in Queens, or Yankee Stadium in the Bronx, or if I was thinking Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, those types of venues. And it at first started with just, highlighting the Big Six to be played on January 1st. Oh, sorry. For you who are not well abreast of hockey. So whenever you hear an NHL fan say the Big Six, it's alluding to the Bruins, the Canadiens, the Maple Leafs, the Blackhawks, the Red Wings, and the Rangers. So it was originally between those six teams, two of those six teams, but then it started to grow and the popularity started to blossom even further to the point of, I can't remember if they played this last January or this was supposed to be played today, but the Predators and the Stars were slated to play in Dallas. Now, in Nashville, it would make a little bit more sense because it's a little cooler in terms of weather here than down there. And I did mention stadiums. They don't play this in indoors. They play this outdoors. So, of course, normally in those areas of New York or Boston or Montreal or Detroit or Chicago or Toronto or Detroit, those areas normally would be cold enough to where it may get into the mid 30s at noon, 1 or 2, but it could be cold enough to where you can have a game. So it was between them. NHL saw that it was successful and they wanted to extend that to the South. So the NHL is trying to rule New Year's Day, and so far they've actually done a pretty good job. And again, I'll talk about that at another time. But normally New Year's Day is ruled by college football. You normally have the big bowls, and it used to be any mix of the orange, the rose, the sugar, orange, rose, the sugar, and the fiesta. It used to be those four. Now, normally, the Fiesta Bowl seems to be played either a day or two later or a day or two earlier than the New Year. The Orange Bowl, same, sometimes a day or two early or sometimes a day or two later. But the two that seems to always be played on New Year's Day now would be the Rose and the Sugar. And ironic that today we have in the Rose Bowl, Alabama going up against Notre Dame in one national semifinal. And in the Sugar, we have Clemson and Ohio State going at it in the Sugar for the other national semifinal. Of course, the winners of those two games will meet in Miami, where normally the Orange Bowl is played, but it's not the Orange Bowl. It's just another college game where the national championship would be held, of course, in Hard Rock Stadium there. Not this coming Monday, but next Monday, the 11th. So normally we kick back and we see all these other bowls too, along with now the Rose and the Sugar. And it's kind of cool. Now they've added other big time bowls as to join the Fiesta, Rose, Sugar, and Orange. The two would be the Peach Bowl, that's in Atlanta, and the Cotton Bowl, which is in the Dallas-Fort Worth, the Metroplex area. To be precise, Arlington. So the Cotton Bowl's already been played. And normally the Cotton Bowl as well is the same. Either it's played a day or two before or the day or two after New Year's. And the Peach, most times, is played maybe a day or two before. But sometimes it is played a day or two after New Year's. So as I said, NHL and professional sports is trying to rule New Year's Day, but college football normally has the market cornered on it to the point where you don't even see too many NFL games scheduled on New Year's Day. You don't really see NBA games scheduled on New Year's Day. They try to load up their schedule on New Year's Eve so that there isn't a New Year's Day game competing with all the college football slate. And of course, well, MLB's in their off season, and and NHL only has that particular game, their Winter Classic. So pretty much it is either the Winter Classic or a whole slate of bowl games in college football. And I can go on and on about the many college football bowl games that had captured my interest over the years. But it's a special time because it's a day that's meant for rest, and it's a day that's meant for reflection. It's a day that's also meant for positivity and a spirit renewed. So to see a season end with a slate of games that ends a season with this spirit renewing energy, I love it. I love it. It's a great thing. And I look forward to seeing these slate of games today. And the two that I mentioned, the biggest two that really matter that are played later tonight, which is Alabama and Notre Dame in the Rose Bowl out in Pasadena, Ohio State and Clemson in the Sugar Bowl down in New Orleans. Yeah, I look forward to seeing those two games and to see if it is an Alabama Clemson world, or will the Buckeyes or Fighting Irish, or will both of them spoil the party? That is for later tonight. Hopefully, we get good games both ways, but that's not always the case, right? You always have these stumbles and you always have these blowouts that happen. All right, before I get out of here, I want to give you a slight bit of, I guess, programming for the channel. Well, you already know about On the Daily. That is every Monday through Friday. That show is every day, Monday through Friday on the Daily. You also know of And Another Thing, and that show is about once a week. I have to nail down the exact day of the week I want to unveil that particular show. But And Another Thing is basically going to be, I guess you could say, a sort of like a looser formed On the Daily. So be on the lookout for that to be more regular in rotation as well. So you have On the Daily, which is every Monday through Friday. You have And Another Thing, which would be once a week. And there's going to be another daily show that's going to debut on the Cole Sportz channel, YouTube channel. And that is the 2-minute warning. And yes, basically the content is in the title. It will be a topic in the sports world that I will take, and it will be done in 2 minutes or less, because I wanted to get as many sports takes as I can out there. And this is one of the best ways that I could do it. Rapid fire sports takes. And I think you would love it. That is going to debut this month. Hopefully it will debut next week, but we will see. Hopefully it will debut this week, but it's going to debut this month for sure. 2-minute warning. Takes in the sports world that I will do in 2 minutes or less. That'll also be on the Cole Sportz YouTube channel. And finally, I think it's time to actually do the podcast again. And I'm going to do a podcast, Cole Sportz, of course, and it's going to be once a week as well. And if you've known the show in the last 5 years that I've done it, then it's going to be pretty much the same thing, because things that you've heard, like Champions Personified and Dolt of the Week, will return. So for you old school day one VIPs out there, the Cole Sportz podcast is coming back. That's also going to be on the YouTube channel. That's also going to debut this month as well. Now, if you want this shirt that you see right before your very eyes, the description box below has all the details as to where to find it, where to get it, and how to style it. And tell me, what New Year's, don't say resolution, but what New Year's tradition in sports do you like? And give me in detail why you like it. Like this video and comment below, because your comments mean so much to me, and circulate this throughout your social media. Don't forget, hit that notification bell and subscribe to this channel for any and all content that emanates from it, whether it is on the daily and another thing, or soon to come, the podcast, 2-minute warning, or any other videos that emanate from this channel. Well, thank you for your time. I love you, VIP. You are what makes this engine run, and I do this for you, and I love you so much, VIP. This is Cole Johnson, wishing that your 2021 is better than your 2020. Till the next time on Cole Sportz. See ya.